Hello, my name is Laurent Boukobza and thank you very much for joining me on my YouTube channel. I'll be presenting today the third movement of the 10th Sonata Opus 14 number 2 that's been composed in 1798-99. This scherzo is going to lose you rhythmically entirely. I'm going to play the beginning for you and you're going to try to figure out where are the beats. It's actually a 3/8. That means 3 beats per bar. It's a scherzo, allegro assai. That means very allegro, so kind of as fast as you can. Not a presto, but as fast as you can. So here are the beats. I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. That's the only reference where you're going to have the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. On a downbeat in a fermata. But honestly, when you read that for the first time, when I do that, pa-da-da, 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 or pa-da-dam, 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 that's what you hear. Everybody hears that. And then pa-da-da-da, then we don't know what's happening because ta-da-dam, pa-da-dam, pa-da-da, pa-pa, pa-da-da sounds odd. Or pa-da-da, 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 pa-pa, pa-da-dam. That works, but the beginning and the middle we're kind of off. In fact, when you feel something at 2 when it's written at 3, there's a term for that in music. It's called a hemiola. H-E-M-I-O-L-A. When you hear that, you don't know where the downbeats or the upbeats are. That's on ta-da-da, pa-pa-pim, ta-da-da, pa-pa-pim. So you think the tempo, the rhythms are 1, 2, 3, 1. 3, 1, and now you have no idea what's happening, and that seems to be ending in the middle. It's not in the middle section, the downbeat. It's all written this way, and that's actually very funny. I think Beethoven in the sonata wanted to be funny, and it chose to make it rhythmically super challenging. We have in here a form that's really interesting because it says scherzo, but in fact, is it really a scherzo in trio or is it a rondo? I choose to call that more like a rondo idea because that section we have from the beginning comes back many times. And then we have that section. So a lot of virtuosity that ends. And now we go back to the beginning. So if we were in a scherzo, that would be the repeat of the beginning. So we have the 2 sections, but that means this section will have to be repeated too, and it's not going to happen. That section will go to somewhere else. So the somewhere else would be the trio. Okay, I can accept that. So if that's the trio, that means that when you go back to the minuet, we should have the same section, which we don't have. So that section that I just played will never reappear. That's the problem I have with the scherzo, because in a scherzo, things should reappear. That's why I tend to believe it's more rondo, because that would be the A, that would be B, then that's A again, and that's a large C. Come C. This section is in C major. Considering we're in G major, that's the 4th degree, and then we have all these accents, these counter accents that we have in the middle that surprises us. So section, the C section, is that every time it puts us off beats, it brings us back into the C section. So with a long fermata, all the notes have been up except that note, that last, on the fermata, and then we go back to A. A exactly as it's supposed to be from the beginning. That's why for me it's more rondo. Once again, if you want to debate and think the scherzo, that's okay. Then we have the same. So we are lost rhythmically, and now listen to this. That's very interesting because it's on a decrescendo, and that's not even a scale. That's not even a key. All that to lose us harmonically, one measure of break, and then we have. And then we're in F major, which would be the Neapolitan key, not F sharp, but F major, but not for long. And that should be the end. And in fact, now we're going to have the coda, because it's Beethoven and he likes coda. To me, either that's a long coda, either that ending was kind of a beginning of a D, or just a bridge to the coda. And the coda is interesting because we're going to invert and we're going to make a difference between the two-note slur on different places. So that's why I like articulations from Beethoven. Pay attention to the two-note slur, two-note slur, and the two-note slur. The two-note slurs are pretty much everywhere, but they're not placed always the same place. So now I'm going to play on tempo and pay attention to where the accents happen. And then he repeats the same thing but backwards. So this time the left hand has the accompaniment, the right hand does the melody. It does the same stuff. On the second eighth note make us lose again the idea of where is the downbeat. To finish, and that would be the second coda. Now we're used to that with Beethoven. So it's the exact theme of the beginning. It's not going to be accompanied by the left hand. Accent. So he wants this accent on a third beat and spun, and that we off all the time. We always feel we pull on the wrong place. We never want to be downbeat. That's so humoristic for me from Beethoven. So let me play that and up to the end. And I finish on the beat. But the downbeat is the weak one. Ti-la-la. It's on the up. As if I'm finished, but I'm not really finished. And once again, at the end, we have one measure of rest. And that's the end of the sonata. There is no fermata anymore. So, that's all for this movement. I hope you'll capture the humor, the lack of concept of rhythm that's purposeful, that you get a little lost by all of this. And let's enjoy now this last movement without interruption. very beautiful sonata, the number 10, opus 14, number 2. I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, please subscribe to my channel, share to everybody around you. Of course, you can follow me on all the social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok. Of course, on my website, www.laurentboukobza.net, and I'll see you next week for the 11th Sonata, opus 22. Thank you very much, and I see you next Friday. Bye now.